Call Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakat Kodash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied in Ruel for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, from the Indianapolis camp. And I want to name this being a Jake, a 2/3 Jake, okay? Playing for the wrong team. So he playing for the wrong team, okay? And of course, if you're going to be a 2/3, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be on the wrong side of the odds to stack up against you, not in your favor, okay? You would normally think 2/3 versus 1/3, I'll take my chance, but not this time. You don't want to go there. All right, so with that, you see right here, we have the Fair Use Act, meaning that I have no intentions of selling or distributing this other than for educational purposes. So this is not for sale. This is just for educational purposes, okay? And with that, this is Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world? Okay? For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world? Now we know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua was tempted. He was taken to the pinnacle and he was seeing all the nations and the resource and everything. And once again, Job 9:24 says, the world was given to the wicked. So therefore, the wicked was able to tempt Yahushua, which it didn't work. Okay? He knew that he was sent here to serve his father, his Abba, Yahweh. Okay? He exists. He is. All right? And Yahushua, he is salvation. He's salvation. Okay? Deliverance. So he wasn't tempted by seeing all that this world had to be offered. Okay? And lose his own soul. So, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world? Okay, money, houses, and clothes, hoes, all that, and lose his own soul. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? You can't purchase Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, okay? There's no man, there's no respect of man. He created everything. That's a small question. That's very facetious because nothing. Okay? All right, we can back that up. What you're about to hear is this backed up. Mark 8:16. Okay? Or Salakia. And 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Same thing being repeated. It's no profit in this present world where we know everything's gonna pass away. The elements will burn away with fervent heat. It's been promised, okay? There's nothing to gain on this side but the relationship with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went out of Yasharallah, Israel, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, and right at this current time, and it's been even back then, we're scattered amongst all the nations, okay? So we're a people before a place. So went out there, okay? In those days, went out there, Slakia, in those days went there out of Yasharallah wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant, a pact, an agreement with the heathen. Who are these heathens? Okay. All the nations, starting with Edom. Okay. Starting with our arch rival, Jacob's evil twin brother. Okay. And then you got the other 16 nations that hate us, that are opposition. Then also, what did this say? I'm going to start over. In those days, went there out of Yasharallah. What did that say? Wicked men. So now, not only do you got 17 nations, but you got to add in two-thirds of our nation. See, that's why we know we're not here to preach, oh, all of our nation's going to be saved. Oh, all of our nation got to wake up. We'll never get home. No. You know, we're hoping this is the year of the prophecies being fulfilled. Even if this doesn't end this year, let's get everything kicking and rolling this year, okay? Who persuaded many, saying, let us go out and make a covenant, once again, a pact, a bond with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, when did we depart from them? When the Lord took us up out of Egypt, out of our captivity, and we was whining little brats, whining about the food we ate, wanting golden calves to be our God, our lowercase God, after Yahweh Shah led us out in a mighty way with his right hand and his son Yahweh Shah in them chariots. We wicked, man. We've always been, okay? We're wicked, man. Okay? From them, we had much sorrow. Okay, so, all right, so Salakia. I'm just going to start over. In those days, went out there of Yasharallah, wicked men, who persuade many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Okay? And we're doing that to this day. I'm bringing this out for a purpose. We're doing that to this very day. You so-called want to get along, fit in, and whatever you want to say. Proud to be American, basically. All right, to sum it up. For since we have departed from, and what does it mean to be proud to be American? Proud to be a Babylonian. Proud to be a spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Proud to be spiritual Egypt, bondage, captivity. Which, what does the United States, what does America stand for? Bitter. Okay? For since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow. Okay, and we've always acted that way. Like, we love our captivity. What they say, when we was in Egypt, we ate better than the wilderness. Okay, what the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah do? Let all that wicked generation die, go. Get out of here. You're not even worthy of sin. What I have prepared for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's seed that I promised to him, which you are part of, but you'll come back later. And that's the exact same thing that's going to happen. You're going to come back later in your right mind. Okay? That's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is doing. You know, he's purging. He's getting rid of the undesired. Okay? And it's already planned out. We're just going through the motions. This is Proverbs 11 and 21. Yep. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Okay? So what's going hand in hand? Being part of this government system. Because this is what this video is basically going into. All right? These wicked, dirty politicians, and, you know, obviously, if you woke up to being Hebrew, you shouldn't be going out and vote. And if you part of any camp, and I know nobody in Great Millstone's gonna do no shit like that. We ain't even on that. But if you part of any camp that believes in voting, then you're not part of this truth at all. Okay, it's scriptures that back that up. All right, you don't put another king above us. But even in this case, this is a Jake that thinks he's going to be the next president by smooching Esau's butt. Okay, I don't understand how you can get to take that route to the top, but okay. All right. So, once again, Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Okay? So if this is the lifestyle that you live in and you're willing to partake in, what does it say? Woe to them who trust in Babylon. And it's 2023 and you still putting your trust in Babylon, okay? And here we go. This is Amos 3 and 3 to back it up. Can two walk together except they be agreed? And who is the two? The two is the wicked man who came up out of Yasharallah and the heathen that they're in agreement with, and that's all nations. Because what does it mean to be holy? Holy means to be separate. What makes you separate? The law, statutes, and commandments that we hate so much. That's why in Maccabees 1 it said the wicked man went out. Okay? Because they couldn't stand to just do as their Abba, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, commanded us to do. Okay? So I got one more verse to pull, then we'll pull this video. Okay? That I once again copyrighted for. This is St. John 8:44. You are of your father, the devil, okay? And we're not talking about the red horned man underground. No, we're talking about the spirit, Satan, okay? Starting with Esau, okay? And this is Yahweh Shah talking to Yasharallah, by the way. So definitely people like the example I'm about to give you. And the lust of your father ye will do. And pretty much this, okay, I'm talking about a politician. This is who Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is talking to, these Pharisees, these rulers, okay? The so-called rulers of that day, all right? And they probably have more authority than these fake images they throw up in front of our face today. All right, so like let me start this over. This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. That's right. And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Okay, he was set up to be the opposition, the left hand, the whooping stick of Jacob. Okay, when he speak of, and these other nations too, Salakia, including himself. All right, when he speak of a lie, he speak of his own. Now think about that. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own. That means that's his own truth. That's all he knows, man. For he is a liar and the father of it. Once again, when he speak of his own, when he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, meaning that's all he knows. He can't, ain't no way around it. Okay? And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Okay? And this is talking to our people, because we rather be like E. And that's what he said. You of your father, the devil. Who is the devil? E. The serpent is E, man. Okay? The deceiver is E. This world was given to the hands of the wicked. That is E. Okay? But we want to be just like him or better in certain cases. So here we go. Once again, I brought out this Fair Use Act for a reason.
Many of the questions that the Granite Staters have for you.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you for taking so many of the questions that the Granite Staters have for you.
Absolutely.
If I understand your words correctly, you do not believe that there is systemic racism in America.
Correct.
So I should check with you first
Yes.
on that. Okay.
I do not believe America is a racist country. I don't. I can expound, but it sounds like you have a question.
I do.
Okay, I'll wait.
And maybe I want to know a little bit about your distinction between systemic racism versus national racism.
Okay.
So that's A or B or whatever it is. So how does that intersect your belief with the rise in Asian hate crimes, the rise in white supremacy activities, and on a very personal and painful part for my own family, the rise in anti-Semitic attacks and the waving of Nazi flags?
Yeah. So thank you, Laura, for the question.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Esau is saying that she believes that the United States of Babylon is racist because she is an Ish person. So though she be an Edomite, she recognizes racism amongst her own people because she is a Ish person. But this clown ass, for real, probably Judite, can't understand what's been going on to his people. What does it say? Isaiah 1 and 3. Need I remind you? The ass knows its owner, the ox his crib, but my people, sottish, stupid, dumb, they don't consider. Okay?
And I would simply say that America is not a racist country, period. I don't apologize for that conclusion. When asked the same question, my friends on the other side of the aisle who are running the country, kind of, sort of, came to the same conclusion. I'd say this, though, really important question. Is there racism in America? Of course there is.
Okay, so I got to get this one more time. All right? John 8 and 44. Ye are your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abhorred not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. So this is once again why I brought this out with Matthew 16 and 36. What are you doing to when you're selling your soul? What are you really accomplishing?
Are the systems of our country racist? I don't think so. One of the things I did about 3 or 4 years ago is I led the efforts to create legislation. I sponsored the legislation, the anti-Semitism legislation that focused on anti-Semitism and hate.
Okay, bingo. Caught you. That's why I just read that. I could have waited a little bit, but I jumped the gun slightly. That's why I just read that. You're a fucking liar. So you told this woman who says she's a ish person and she believes in United States racism that you don't believe in it, but then you're saying that you're writing up legislation to help protect her from racism. You're a whole ass, man. You are a whole fool. Okay? Once again, our people are sottish, stupid, ignorant. See, you can't pull this shit on me, man. I listen.
On college campuses is the same legislation that former president made into an executive order and invited me with a few hundred of my closest Jewish friends to come celebrate that legislation that I worked on really hard to get passed. And
so he worked very hard to say, don't be anti-Sim, but he doesn't see races. Nah, Jake, he's telling you to shut the fuck up. And there's more to this story. I may need to come back with a part 2, because if you know anything about this Sambo from the book Uncle Tom, the Sambo, if you know anything about this Stefan from Django, you know that his whole claim to fame is his grandfather or great-grandfather who lived to see him become a politician, graduate college, and was picking cotton. So I keep saying slave, Salakia. plantation, picking cotton. Okay? And your claim to fame is he got to watch you rise up in Esau's wicked world. Man, Jake don't have a clue. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go off course on this one, man, and go grab that. I mean, as much as you hear it, it wouldn't hurt to hear it right now, man, for real. Men and women, Akim and Akwif. The water. This is Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Simple creatures can obey instruct. They have they have sense. Don't we say that common sense no longer exists? They have common sense. They have common sense. Instinct, something that's instinctive to them, not this pure genius or wisdom. No, just the common understanding. They have understanding. But Yasharala, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics scattered throughout the whole hemisphere, throughout the whole world, and yes, you look like every other nation. The speckled birds, who your father's lineage comes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thus, you are Yasharala. Doth not know. My people doth not consider. Okay. All right, we just don't take heed on anything, man. We too busy, shoot. Okay, and in this case, my bad, kumbaya with all the nations so I can get paper.
Unfortunately, we found another route for it to happen. But yeah, the rise in hate.
Okay, all right. Enough of that, dude. And like I said, it was more to that video, but I don't want to get the strikes. This is Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. With who? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? And where do we get it through? This breaking down these scriptures, reading. First of all, reading for wisdom. And then having great teachers, starting with the apostles and the elders, and even you, Akim. As long as we stay and invested. Okay? And through prayer. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay? So, once again, with him is strength and wisdom. With the Yahweh Yahushai. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Who's Yahweh Yahushai? It's the whole deck of cards is his. Can I break it down like that? No matter how you break it down, okay? He's playing the video games and he's controlling both sides of the game, both sticks, okay? And yes, he's already predestined who is going to win, all right? And we've tried that growing up, don't front. Whether you claim you was practicing or cheating, whatever you was doing. All right, this is 17. He leadeth counselors away spoiled. Okay? So he takes all your thought and wisdom. And this clown is actually running for president. And he thinks that he can come at you with smooth words. Jay, trying to play an ease field. Okay? Now, along with the other nations that have already had a master up on this, but Jake trying to play in they field. Nah. Okay? And maketh the judges fools. Now, the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sets up kings. Don't let me get this twisted. He sets up kings. He places people where he wants them, when he wants them. So if this other was Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, hell, that Jake could be in the office when this motherfucker get nuked. I wouldn't give a damn. Okay? I don't care who the last so-called leader of this fucking Babylon is. I'm ready for it to go. All right? Baba Gashah, Adawan Ratazai, sooner than later. Okay? But like it says, for the patience of the saints. So we got to endure. This is Matthew 7:13. Okay, enter ye in at the straight gates, the difficult ways. Okay, the difficult path is coming up out of Babylon, basically. All right. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. So this whole we are the world, we are the children, we can all get along. Michael Jackson and a couple other artists back in the day. I'm showing my age. Yeah, that shit never came to conclusion and never will. Okay, the only thing you're gonna be united under is that MOTB. If you choose to be that ignorant, okay, and don't take heed of the warning. Okay. Once again, let me start over. My bad, Salakia. Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at this straight gate, the straight path, difficult. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Like I said, to the MOTB. Okay? And many there be with go in there. Oh yeah. Many baby mamas, many uncles, many fathers, many mothers, many friends, many enemies, enemies that you thought was friends, many so-called Akim today, not tomorrow. Oh yeah. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that findeth it. Okay? And it's just like that. Because this, once again, this is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's movie. We have to endure. All right? Now, I pray that this has been edifying. Adoran Ratazah, that's Lord willing. This is Revelations 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power. Okay? And the earth was lightened with his glory, not her glory, not the glory, not they glory, his glory. Okay? I was saying that is a play on this ABC type of thing that they want to do to the Bible. Where if it was up to them, they'll say with the with he, she, the glory. Okay, but I don't know why I just went there, but I was just saying it's his glory. Okay, this is 2, and he cried out mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. Okay, and for those not in the know, this is spiritual Babylon, meaning where you are, if you're right here where I'm currently at, okay, in the States, Babylon, spiritual Babylon, is fallen and it's become the habitations of devils. Okay, just look around. If you got eyes to see, all kind of madness going on. Every camp, you're going to see some freaked out things going on around you, because that's where it really hyphens. When you go to camp, those demons, they hate this enchantment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's prophets. Okay, they hate to hear this truth. Okay, it vexes them to hear this truth, so they go ham and they always want to act a show. Okay, and but yeah, the habitations of devils, okay? And the hold of every foul spirit. Once again, we've encountered people getting naked, getting dressed, getting naked, getting dressed, all kind of mannerism of demons going on in this place right now, man. And the cage of every unclean, hateful bird. All right. So anything you can imagine, and keep in mind, we're going into the times of Jacob's trouble. So this is really speaking real loud if you're listening. For all nations have drunken of the wine, the ways, the promiscuous, the adultery, the lies, the robbing, stealing, the killing, you name it, trading in their what's that word, integrity that they came up with. Even if it was this dress code, Look at them now. Now they got the look just like this clown. 3-piece suit. That's not the garments that we wear. That's not the garments that his ancestors wear. I didn't even get into Leviticus and his whole bald shaved head and no hair nowhere. Okay. They back in the world. I had Edom so say, don't trust no man that don't have a and see, that could have been the Jake. He had it rough. His whole life. He a mechanic. We used to call him Grease, man. He said, man, don't trust nobody without no beard. That's back there, the Edomite. Man, he's not even Edomite, okay? So-called Jay. There's more to that story, but I don't have time to dive off in that. That's a Jay. Go Glenn, man. He a Jay. Okay? For real. This is Revelations 18:3. For all the nations have drunk of the wine, the poison, the toxic, the mentality of the wrath of her fornication. Didn't I say that? And the kings, who are the kings? The leaders of the earth have committed fornications with her. All right, and her dealings and dwellings. Once again, China is supposed to be so much of an enemy, but you go over to China and you see Burger King, McDonald's, and all the same toxic mannerism. You go over to these Arab countries where these women are supposed to be disciplined, wrap their head and all. Now they willing to die and risk their life over liberation of a woman, whatever the fuck that means. Okay, because that ain't what the scripture said. You can go in Sirach and it says, give not much liberation over a woman, okay? Give her not much room to move abroad, okay? All right? To move around, but we don't, once again, that Babylon juice, that's part of that wine, okay? That shit. All right? Do as thy will. Alex Crowley grandchildren. I'm surprised I ain't said that in a minute, and I mean it. That's that wine, okay? And her merchants and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Now let's talk about that. What was her delicacies? You, Jake. I really thought hard about that. Because, you, Jake, the labor, the back, the sweat, the tears, after the so-called plantation, after so-called freedom, what did we go into? The plantation. We went back into the industrial plantation, the prisons. You, Jake, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, okay? That's what that is pertaining to. Because what else did it have to offer? We did the work. We did the inventing. We did the building, okay? This is 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come up out of her, my people. All right? Now, what does this mean? You got this new thing. NPC going on. Now, this ain't new because people been having this mentality. But what this is the little challenge, non-player challenge on what do you want to, the social medias, TikTok, wherever have it, shorts on YouTube. Now, these people are basically acting as they're being controlled by something else, by your wallet, basically, because they're doing it for money. For the love of money is the root to all evil, not the necessity of money, for the love of money, you ratchet ass people. Okay? So we know that the Matrix, perfect example. The Matrix, we know that if you're not with Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're still connected into all manners of folly and wickedness, okay? So that's what it means to come up out of her. I'm not going to keep using the same scenario. It means to unplug from this wicked ass place. No, don't get on a plane and fly to the next site that the missiles is going to drop at first, okay? Because you never know. I'm just giving an example, all right? So, once again, I would like to start that over. Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come up out of her, my people, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. Yasharallah, he Prince of Power, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Isn't this what happened in the first Passover? He had us mark the posts with blood, so the death angel would pass over. This time, you got to have it in your heart. That blood of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay? The Tawah, that mark, Yeah. That ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven. Okay? And Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, have remembered her iniquities. What's that? Sin on top of sin on top of sin on top of sin. Now, I give you all night, all day to ponder how much sins this wicked beast has partaken in. And to this day, that's why you see the Woe 3 is on the way. You should definitely see the MOTB is on the way. And damn it, they think that you don't even need to be a human anymore. So it's all kind of madness on the way if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua don't put his foot down. And I'm hearing a lot of people saying, damn, this time is going by fast.